Out of what? Are you ready? All right, we do always rise and give honor to the Most High, y'all. His son, Yeshua, the true Messiah, always to all of y'all divine preachers in every place, preaching, teaching, living y'all's divine word. Always to beloved ministers that labor with me in this part of Vineyard, whom I'm not ashamed to call brethren. Kodesh, greetings to them, their respective places. Always to those that are watching in by way of live internet, to the dispersed, to the scattered, to the Jews first, and also to the Gentile. Kodesh, greetings to them, their respective places. As we often say last, never least, to the way of Yah synagogue.
Bless you.
Proper honor to you all in your respective places. Once again, from TV, internet, radio, wherever our voice can be heard, wherever we can be seen. Before we came on, had nothing come on. When we go off, absolutely.
Nothing else coming
Ain't
on.
nothing else coming on. Right. They're not teaching Kodesh, living a clean, sanctified life. The people ain't in nothing, and they hadn't heard nothing. This is an attempt
To collect the debt.
to collect the debt. Whatever you hypocrite, false pretend, backbite, mumbling, grumble against will be used in that collection of a debt. These messages are always being recorded for quality assurance. They make sure no side deals get cut with nobody, but everybody got to come in, brother. Red, straight, right. Narrow path. All right, St. John 6:44. Y'all know why we calling it.
You're right.
Because it's right. The book of St. John chapter 6 at verse 44. Listen to the book.
No man can come to me.
No man can come to me.
Except the Father, which hath sent me, draw him.
And what you going to do?
And I will raise him up at the last day.
Tell him what's written.
It is written in the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall be all taught of God.
Mm-hmm.
Every man, therefore, that hath heard
and
hath learned of the Father, cometh unto me.
That's what we consider. On last night, there were some things that we spake about that were kind of important for us to kind of look down and consider. This morning I was laying in my bed just kind of thinking over some things about being taught of God and coming to God. And we go back to always look at the fathers and their relationships, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and even their seed and their seed, how the knowledge of God was there. There were things that they took that was annoying for them. And these are the things we take now to be annoying for us, that we be counted righteous with God. The only way to be counted righteous with God is to obey God's law, statute, and commandment. Even when you find a man like Noah, Noah was a righteous man. The Bible said that Noah was what, brethren? A preacher of righteousness. He taught being right. When he told his son, curse who? Who saw him? Ham seen him, but he cursed Canaan. He said he was going to be a servant to the rest of his brother. Told him he was going to be a slave to him. Noah was a preacher of righteousness. Noah preached that. That's what he proclaimed. That's what happened. He pronounced that what should happen. What law do we take from that? The sins of the father falling down upon the children. Cain didn't sin. Ham did, but yet he cursed Canaan. Isn't that right? And the book said he was a preacher of righteousness. So we find all these different time periods. We find men that proclaim righteousness with God. We even find with Jacob when he walked in on his leg and he began to halt. What law did we institute? We not eating the little shrunken part in the chicken thigh. It said, unto this day, the children of Israel did not eat it. When you eat a chicken thigh, we don't eat that little brown piece of little meat in that hole. The book said we don't do it because Jacob halted on his leg and because the angel touched it and he shrunk that little small part in his thigh. So therefore, the children of Israel, to this day, we don't eat it. These things become laws for us. Now we have to sit back to consider some things. When he proclaimed and Jacob becoming Israel, this was the first. We find the first Adam to be Israel. These things are important for us. We find in the 1 Corinthians 15 chapter, it declared us that the first man was of the what?
Flesh.
What did it declare he was? The second man was the Lord from heaven. So it declared a natural and a spiritual man. So now we begin to look at both of these two men being the firstborn. Pick me up, if you would, at Colossians chapter 1, at verse 15. Listen to the book.
who is the image of the invisible
What
God.
verse are we at? Make it at verse 12. That called 15.
Amen.
Pick me up at verse 12. This is Colossians chapter 1 at verse 12. Listen.
Giving thanks unto the Father,
Giving thanks unto the Father,
which had made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
Y'all see this? He made us meet, made us appropriate. That's important for us, isn't it?
Amen.
When we find, where do we find this at? We find this with Adam and with Eve. When God said for Adam there was not a mate found. And God said, I will make him a what?
Help me.
Help me. Something was appropriate. So now we look at which had made us meet. We talked about it before. When we look at the epistle letters, the only reason we can actually take them and establish them for truth, we had to go back to look at the law. If we can't find a premise of it in the law, then we can't take the epistle letters. The mere fact that he told us he made us meet, which made us appropriate to be saints in the light. Listen.
Who had delivered us from the power of darkness.
Now, who has delivered us from the power of darkness?
And have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son.
And has translated, or we'll look at transformed us into the kingdom of his dear what?
Son.
That's S-O-N?
Yes.
Singular. So we look at before, we talked about on last night how he said, verily, verily, I am the door. So we look at again, we look at disguise. We know there's only one son. That's what he's looking for. The reward, the inheritance is going to one son. So what we had to do is become a part. We had to be grafted into that one son in order to be partakers of the inheritance of eternal life. Now he said he's translated us into his dear son, which means now we have some similarities. Isn't that right? We have some same operations and do it. If he's transformed us into his dear son, that's only one. You got to remember the body. In the book of Ephesians, the 4th chapter, the Bible said there is what? One body. Even as you're called, how many Lord? How many faith? How many baptism? How many God? One God. So we watch where this God is. He's where? Where's the Bible say he was? Which one God, which is what? Above all. And where? And where? And through you all. So we look at the book of Jeremiah. He said, am I God at hand or God for all? What did he say I do? I feel heaven and earth. He said he's above all, through all, and he's in you all. So we look at God filling both positions. Isn't that right? We look at when the son was crucified, when he was held up and he was set up on a stick. He filled heaven and earth. Isn't that right?
Amen.
He had to come along. Everything we read in the letters, we have to find the behavior of the son. That's a pattern to us learning the son. We also find out our operations in these different things we find out. Listen.
In whom we have redemption through his blood.
We talked about before. Why is this important for us? Because no man can redeem his brother. He said none of us had power. We didn't have power to redeem ourselves. So for us being Jews, being Israelite, all these statements are something that's of importance to us. Letters that we've taken for years, being Christians, being Baptists, non-denomination, we actually had no understanding. They'll just read through this and keep running, but this makes sense for us. By whom we have redemption. So we already knew he had to come and had to be a Jew. It would make no sense that he would came and been non-denomination. Isn't that right? He had to come to them that were under the law. For what reason? To redeem them that were under the law. Who under the law? Jews. Now we know that Paul told us in the book of Romans that whatsoever the law said, who is it speaking to?
Them that are under the law.
So why would I be expecting people not under the law to keep the Sabbath?
Right.
Why would I be expecting people that's not under the law to obey, not commit adultery, not having idol or false worship? Why would I expect them? They're not under the law.
Right.
This thing is talking to us. We're under the law. So who was he going to come to redeem? Them that were under the law. You got to look at, because we were under the law had concluded something. What did the law conclude? That all were under sin. If all were under sin, then what was going to happen? Everybody was going to die. Everybody under the law going to die. Everybody under the law going to die. That's the law. He told Adam that the day you do it, you're going to surely die, which cut his seed off from eternal life. Mankind had been cut from Adam time on down in the 6th chapter of the book of Genesis. What time did he give man? 120. Before that, what were we getting? 930. Noah got 900. Methuselah got 900 and some, and Adam got 900 and some odd years. You got all kind of people that got a lot of years before that. But God started cutting mankind. He said, my spirit should not do what? Always strive. I'm not going to always struggle with man. For what reason? Where else do we find that God made that testimony concerning man being flesh? Y'all getting good, brother. That's exactly right. 7th division of Psalm. He told you that. He said he remembered they were only flesh. He said wind that passed it by but for a moment. The Bible says he wouldn't even stir up all his wrath. So when we learned that in the book of Psalms, we had somewhere to already go back to check this statement in the book of Genesis. So that's why we go back to look at the fall. He realized something. When God said he was going to destroy man whom he made, he want to destroy everything under the earth. But then he said, my spirit not going to always strive with man. I'm not going to continue to sit around and struggle with man. He said, but you're only flesh. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut your time short. That's what he did. He cut our time short. So we keep finding all these things we look at to being fundamental for us that set us up the premise of the law that we have today. That's why it's important for us when we go back to read these epistle letters to go back and search out the law. Come on, fit there, Philippians. We got some stuff to cover. Listen, this is the book of Philippians, chapter 1, where you at, verse 15? Colossians, I'm sorry. Chapter 1, where you at, 15?
Continuing at verse 14.
At verse 14, come on.
Even the forgiveness of sins.
See that? Even the forgiveness of sin.
Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every...
So this makes sense for us. Why we look at this, him telling him being the image of the invisible God? Huh? Adam? That's what he told him. In the 14th chapter of the book of St. John, when Philip told us to show us the Father, he said it'll suffice us, which means he will be satisfied. He said, have I been so long time with you and yet you hadn't known me? He said, he that have seen me have done what?
Seen the Father.
So the book said he was the image. You're right, too. We will go back to look at Adam. Simply because he made Adam in his own. He said, let us make him in our image. Isn't that right? So he gave him, you got to look at what he gave him. He gave Adam the body of the Son. He gave Adam the rule of the Father. That's why he said, let us make him in our image. Because the Son is physical.
Right.
The Father is spiritual.
Right.
We got that?
Amen.
In 4th chapter of the book of St. John, the Bible said God is a what? And they that worship him. In what?
Spirit and truth.
So Adam bare 2 parts. The mere fact he said, let us make him in our image, after our likeness, and let him have. So he took a man just like the Son with flesh. He gave that man the same rule and governing power he had. So Adam was Israel.
Right. That's right.
So now we find right here the Bible says he is the image of the who?
Invisible God.
Or the invisible God. Because you can't, the reason we look at this, and this is important for us in the 24th chapter of the book of Luke, when he appeared and they supposed that he had been, what was it?
Spirit.
A spirit. He told them that you don't see a what?
Spirit.
Have what?
Flesh and bones.
He said you don't see a spirit have flesh and bones. Like a spirit can't have flesh and bones. So now we look at it, we look at him being the tangible part of the Father. Listen.
The firstborn of every creature.
Where do we find him? First in rank. He's first in rank. How does that work? How would he be first in rank? According to our law. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Iron sharper iron. Lanita looking like, if I can answer, though, I'll blow. You will blow the couple of them out of him, you can answer. Somebody said, no, they're not going to be so. Lanita like, I got to smile like I had the right answer. Important for us, you're exactly right. The mere fact he first in rank. You see how important it is to know our law? Because when you read these epistle letters, I said they have no bearing unless you know the law. First in rank means he had to be the firstborn. Got to remember, he had to inherit first. The elder son had to inherit everything first. So the mere fact he was first in rank, that's important for us. Let's see what he told us in the book of Hebrews chapter 1.
Kinfolk.
That's right. Kinfolk. We related. We Hebrews. We tell this our book. What a Gentile doing reading the book? Somebody said Jesus wept. I don't know what that got to do with nothing. This is Hebrews chapter 1. We'll go ahead and read verse 1. Listen.
God, who at sundry times.
And they capitalized that, didn't they?
Amen.
That's right. Put in bold letters. God. Who at what?
Sundry times.
What is sundry time, brother? Different times and what else?
And in divers manners.
That's right, in different ways. What did he do, son?
Spake in time past unto the fathers.
See that in many ways he spake unto the fathers by the who?
The prophets.
See, he spake unto them by the prophet. In different ways he spoke to them by the prophet. But what he did in these last days?
Hath in these last days
spoken to us
by his Son.
Now the book called it his Son. Listen.
Whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
See that? By whom also he made the worlds. Listen.
Who being the brightness of his glory.
And the what else?
Express image of his person.
Y'all see that? That's the physical part of God. When you see the Son, that's the physical. That's the only way God showed and manifest himself when he came down here was in the flesh, and that was through the Son.
Amen.
He begotten that flesh.
Yes, sir.
He begotten that flesh and made it come through a woman. God could have did what Adam just took it up from the dust. He made it come straight through by a woman.
Amen.
Ain't that right?
Yes, sir.
So he know our sorrow and our suffering. In the same book of Hebrews in the 2nd chapter, it said, for this cause he'll not do what, brother? For this cause, what was it? To do what? He had to call us brethren. Because he came through the same line. Why wouldn't he be a brother? He a Jew. He an Israelite. He came through the seed of David. So for this call, he wasn't ashamed to call us brethren.
Amen.
Huh? And he said that. He said he'll declare his name unto his what? And in the midst of the what? He gonna do what? He sung praise.
Amen.
Listen.
And upholding all things by the word of his power.
See, and upholding all things by the word of his power. Who else stated something similar to this? By the holding all things by the word of his power. What did Peter say? That's right. He said by the same word, God keeping this thing in store. By the same word. The world was kept before until God destroyed it when he said he was going to destroy it. Then God kept it again by the same word. He doesn't know that same word still keeping it. We talked about before how everything that's shaken, that was his purpose in the 12th chapter of the book of Hebrews. He said, once more I shake not only the earth, heaven also signifying and removing. That's why the sun didn't shake. Think about it. The earthquake, the sun had to be nailed to a cross. Yeah. What was going to happen if he was on the ground? He was going to shake. Everything shaking going to be removed. So he nailed to make sure he was fastened. We talked about on several occasions in the 12th chapter of the book of Ecclesiastes. He said, moreover, because what was it?
Preacher was wise.
He still did what?
All the people now.
And that which was written, even what? What did the preacher do? The preacher saw acceptable words, even words of. Give me the 12th chapter right quick. We having a little issue up here. We having a little discrepancy. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 at verse 9. Still holding that Hebrews the 1st chapter. That's the conclusion to the matter.
Amen.
This is what I don't understand. When you read these epistle letters, it's got to spark your mind toward the law. It makes no sense that it does not send you back to the law. All right, listen to the book. 12 and 9. Listen.
And moreover,
because
the preacher was wise.
He did what?
Still taught the people knowledge.
What did he do?
Yea, he gave good heed.
Yea, he paid attention himself. That's what Moses told him. He jumped on the scene. That's part of our first law. What's the part of our first law?
Hear, O Israel.
Got to hearken. That's right. Listen.
And sought out and set in order many proverbs.
Talk to him, son.
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
Even what?
And that which was written was upright.
Even what?
Words of truth.
Listen.
The words of the wise are as golds.
Which do what?
And as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies.
Y'all see that? That's why he nailed him up there. Make sure he wouldn't move. Mm-hmm. The word ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
That's why he let you know the word was created by that same word. That same word destroyed it.
That's right.
He said the word being kept in store again for that same word. The word ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
When you start looking at through all these times, you look at through all the ages. And in the first chapter of the book of Hebrews, we'll talk about God who has sundry time and divers manner spake unto the fathers by the what?
Prophet.
But has in these last days?
Spoken us by his son.
By whom also?
One and heir of all things.
By whom also he did what?
He made the worlds.
So what's the definition of world? Ages. Would it make sense that God been creating different worlds because it's got an S on it? That'd be generations for us. That'd be time periods. He never made more than one earth. It wouldn't make sense. Y'all got me?
Amen.
See, a lot of stuff we'll read if you just take it at what they're saying. I have a teacher. It look like God created Pluto. Every time he destroyed it, he made a new earth. God only made one earth. The book declared that earth body forever.
That's right.
Earth ain't going nowhere. God going to destroy it. He's going to purify it. He's going to burn up everything that's in it. God going to keep it. Where New Jerusalem going to set?
Right here.
He's going to bring it right down here. John said he seen it coming down from God out of heaven.
That's right.
Isn't that right? They prepared. He said, we got it, no more sea.
That's right.
Isn't that right? God going to establish his kingdom right here.
Amen.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
That's our hope. That's what we're looking for, the inherited place. What other place God going to give us that we won't be planted, we never going to be plucked up? It's not us going back over to that natural place. We're going to be plucked out of there again.
Right.
When he told us about the signs of his coming, he already told you what was going to happen.
That's right.
He told you if you was in the field, he told you don't even come back to the house.
Amen.
He said if you was on the housetop, don't come down and go in it. So it doesn't make sense we weren't going to be plucked out there. He said we're going to be compassed about with armies. When the Lord talking about planting us and we weren't going to be plucked up, that's when he put down New Jerusalem.
Amen.
Y'all hear me?
Amen.
All right. Listen to the book.
which are given from one shepherd.
Come on back over to what you got, son, in the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 1, where we left off, verse 3?
Verse 3.
Listen.
Who being the brightness of his glory
And the what?
express image of his person.
Listen.
And upholding all things by the word of his power.
Listen.
When he had by himself purged our sins.
Y'all hear that? When he had by himself. He saw nobody else could do it. He did it himself.
Amen.
Book of Isaiah told us about that. He said, well, for a true fella. Let's see what he told in the book of Isaiah, chapter 59. Let's see that what I want. 59:14. We'll come back to what you got. When I read the epistle letters, it sparked my mind for the law.
Amen.
New make me eat old.
That's right.
What does new make y'all do? Keep eating more new?
Oh.
Isaiah 59:14. Let me see what I want. Might be 58:14. Listen.
And judgment is turned away backward.
That's what I want. And judgment is turned away what?
Backward.
Listen.
And justice standeth afar off.
Y'all hear what happened with justice? Justice is afar off. So what happened, son?
For truth is fallen in the street.
So you know what happened? They took Yeshua down. They took him down. There he was, just laying in the street. Who do we find this for first? Who? He's right. Beasley on it today. Beasley walked up the street to the stone on what he got. That stuff worked, though. That's right. Who was that he called a master? Who was that? The guy that did what? That's right. He was left wallowing in his blood. David had sent them up. And he came and the man kissed him on his side. He asked him, was he in hell? Remember, he stuck him in his side. And he bled. And they left him laying in the street. And they sat and they just looked upon him. The same thing they did with him. As they said, it was written, they shall look on him whom they did what?
Pierce.
Whom they pierced. Listen.
And equity cannot enter.
Y'all hear this? He said justice couldn't even enter. So what happened, son?
Yea, truth faileth.
Y'all hear that? Truth fell. And what happened?
And he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
What you think happened? If you try to get away from doing evil, don't you know these people will kill you?
That's right.
Listen.
And the Lord saw it.
And the Lord did what?
Saw it.
And listen what happened to him.
And it displeased him
And he did what?
that there was no judgment.
Y'all see that? The Lord seen this. The whole time it been going on, and it did please God that there was no judgment. So what happened, son?
And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor.
Y'all see that? Now we start to consider the son, don't we? When the Lord seen it, the Lord abhorred it. And he was wondering, he said it was no man. We talk about how many times we've heard that there's been a man from the first time. When did we hear the first time the Lord was looking for a man? In the Garden of Eden, in the book of Genesis, brethren.
That's right.
In the book of Genesis, the second chapter, when the Lord created everything. And the Lord said, wasn't a man to till the ground. So the Lord formed Adam from the dust of the ground. So from the very first when God established, he was looking for a man. When we find Ezekiel jump on the scene, he told the Lord look for a man to make up the hedge to stand in the gap for the land. And he should not do what? But what did he find? He said, I couldn't find one. When Jeremiah told you to run to and fro through the streets and see if you could do what? What did he tell you to look at? Seek. What about the broad places? That's right, seeking the broad place. He said, if you can find a man. He said, if it be any that understand. Now Isaiah come on the scene, start talking about how far truth was, how it had fallen in the street. There was no equity. There was no justice. And when the Lord seen it, look at what happened. Once he wake up in the 59th chapter book of Isaiah.
Amen.
What we at verse 19?
You said listen to what's happened? Okay. Didn't hear you. Let go. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him.
Therefore his what?
Arm brought salvation unto him.
That's why he told the son to sit down here well.
Right hand.
Making him his arm.
Yes, sir.
He made him his strength. See, all these things are important. David testified that Yeshua talked about in the 24th chapter, in the 22nd chapter of the book of Matthew. He talked about that.
Yeah, right.
How did David say in the spirit, he heard, who was it?
The Lord.
Say unto who?
My Lord.
Sit well.
Right here.
Till I make thine enemy. So that's what we consider. So the son sitting there waiting on the same thing we were when we came out of Egypt. We waiting on for the iniquity of these people to be full. Why do you think the son sitting there?
Yeah.
He had the son to sit there. He waiting on the iniquity of these people to be fulfilled. Huh?
Amen.
We even learned that when it came down to our time. That's what he told Abraham. Know that it was sure that you're going to bring us out, and we were going to come out in what generation, brother?
Fourth.
400 years. 400 years, our fourth generation, God said he was going to bring us out with great substance. Isn't that right?
Amen.
Then we come along and find these same premises coming on today. Even when he told us about the captivity coming, he's talking about how Jerusalem going to be inhabited of the Gentile until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled.
Yes, sir.
These people are only going to have it for a little while.
That's right.
Isn't that right? Don't let these people fool you. The son just sitting around. He just waiting for all this stuff to be fulfilled.
That's right.
When they fulfill, he going to get up.
Yes, sir.
When he get up, after he do what he been commanded to do, then he going to go back and commit all judgment back to the Father.
Yes, sir.
He got to go back and get all reign back to the Father. Even with Joseph ruled one forever.
Amen.
When Joseph dreamed a dream, he told the chief butler and the chief baker. When he told them concerning the dream, then Pharaoh had a dream. When he told Joseph his dream, when he heard the dream of Joseph, when Joseph gave an interpretation of his dream, he set Joseph over everything that was in Egypt. Mm-hmm. He left nothing that was not under his hand. Because Joseph could interpret his dream. Joseph had understanding what he dreamed. He gave the son rule because the son understand what the father told him.
Right.
The reason why a lot of times we're not in position to do what we're supposed to do because you don't understand what the father told you. So you know what the father made sure to do. He made sure it was going to be written in the prophet that everybody going to be taught of God.
Yeah.
That way you can be able to handle the rule. We're supposed to rule. We can't rule. You don't even know you can't even interpret what the father said.
That's right.
Nobody in Egypt could answer could not explain to Pharaoh what his dream meant. When he got Joseph and Joseph understood his dream, he said it made sense to say, he even told him. He told Pharaoh he should set a man over his flock, over his food, to be able to be a keeper of it. When he learned he was going to have 7 years or he was going to have a good crop, in 7 years he was going to be famine, it only made sense he needed to set somebody that was wise, that was skilled, that was going to be able to set over these things.
Right.
What you don't consider. We're looking at approximately 7,000 years this place is going to be destroyed. There's no such thing as this earth has been here for no millions of years, no 100 million years. It froze for 5. This is retarded science.
That's right.
This is why Paul taught us in the 1 Timothy the 6th chapter to oppose opposition of science. He said falsely so called, and some have error. There's no way they can prove no 5 million years. They all are liars.
That's right. That's right.
The place ain't been existing for no 5 million years. That's retarded.
Amen.
That's right.
100-year ice age, dinosaur. I don't care what they go build with no bones. I don't believe these liars.
That's right.
But as much as I believe there was a man walking around here look like an elephant.
That's right.
Well, that could be true. That can be both on female and male. So that could be true. Some things I won't dispute. They just ain't got the trunk.
Right.
They got all the hind of an elephant. Let me tell y'all something. Don't believe these people. This stuff going to be complete for us after 7,000 years. Don't let these folk make no fool out of 7 is a number that we have to look at and consider.
That's
we
right.
even look at what God did in creation after he made all things on the what day?
7th.
He did what?
Rested.
He rested.
Yes, sir.
He rested. We're looking to count about 7,000 years. God should be looking to destroy this place.
That's right.
Don't let these people make no fool of your time. No 10 millions a year. I don't let. Why I hear folks say, I just ignore them.
Yep.
Some of you teach science, don't you? I hope you skip over that part. Don't tell them kids there been no 10 million years. Huh? There you go. Teach chemistry.
That's right.
Teach them kids how to make crack so they can be using out here. They can't do none of that stuff. In there, all in there, a little baking soda, some water. I mean, that's what I heard. But the stuff these people trying to sit around and teach these people, we got to stay with factual for us. We don't believe no foolishness like that.
That's right.
I hope my members ain't been believing no 5 million years, no 10 million years, or no ice age freeze over.
No,
that's
sir.
retarded.
That's right.
You got to look and consider the word, folks. This is your soul on the line.
Amen.
These people tossing enough stuff to put us in complete error. Come on, son, finish up what you got.
And his righteousness, it sustained him.
Y'all see that? His righteousness, it sustained him.
For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head.
Yes.
And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing.
Put on the garments of vengeance for clothing. When we see that man come back in, we in trouble. We in trouble when that man come back in.
That's right.
You see 2:4, and the Lord said that sustained him. That kept God from destroying this place. Y'all hear me? What God put on and what he sent down, it was sufficient to keep us, folks. That's the only reason we're still here. God rising, that's the only thing that sustained us. When Jeremiah picked it up, he said, I was rising as a filthy rag. God looked at all the men that when Yeshua came to see, he told you everybody ever came before him.
Thieves and robbers.
God ain't never found a man that was able to come in and do it.
Right.
And righteous, all these men that have been Job and every one of them, ain't nobody been able to do their job.
Yeah.
Nobody was able to do it. That's why God looked at it. God looked at it. It's going to be best I come.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, he testified in the 10th chapter of the book of Hebrews. You remember what it was? Lo I come. And he said, when I come, I'm going to come in the volume of the book. Matter of fact, he said, it's written to me to do thy will, O Lord.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
That's what we sat down and consider.
Amen.
Now, since we look at these things, come on back to the book of Hebrews.
Amen.
Hebrews chapter 1. We'll continue at verse 3. We already talked about him in the book of Philippians being the first in rank. First in rank put us at him being the elder, being the first. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 1 at verse 3. Listen.
Who being the brightness of his glory.
Who being the brightness of his glory.
And the express image of his person.
And the express image of his person.
And upholding all things by the word of his power.
Y'all hear that? And his righteousness, it sustained him. Come on.
When he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
Listen.
Being made so much better than the angels.
Listen what happened.
As he hath by inheritance obtained a more excellent name
so
than they.
Just the mere fact that if he obtained an inheritance, that put him above everybody else. That put him above everybody else. Listen.
For unto which of the angels said he at any time?
What did he say, son?
Thou art my son.
This what?
Day have I begotten thee.
This day have I begotten thee. Come on.
And again, I will be to him a father.
And what is he going to be?
And he shall be to me a son.
Tell me what happened again, son.
And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world.
Uh-oh. There you go, the first in rank. What did he say, son?
He saith, and let all the angels of God worship him.
They give him the preeminence. They give him the preeminence. When he brought him into the world, he said that all the angels of God worship him because he was established. He was begotten of the Father. They gave him all position, all rights, all rituals, and all rules. Now we had to go back and consider some things. Pick me up, if you would, at 1 St. John chapter 1 at verse 29. This is St. John chapter 1, verse 29. Listen to the book.
The next day, John seeth Jesus coming.
The next day, John seeth Jesus coming.
Unto him.
And what did he say?
Behold, the Lamb of God.
Which doth what?
Taketh away the sin of the world.
Which taketh away the sin of the world. Now, in the book of Isaiah, the 59th chapter, when we were just reading, the Bible talked about how his righteousness is sustained him. How he put on this arm. His right arm came down. Because it had to atone for something. This is something we actually have to sit down. We have to consider, because it goes a little deeper than what you all have actually sat down and really look at, or even really kind of fathom in your mind. When John saw him, that was very important for us being Jews, because we had transgression on us. And that transgression was simply going to mean we were going to die. So in order to try to surpass that death of eternal death, there had to be an atonement made for us. So when John seen him, John recognized who he was. Now on the next day, John seeth Jesus, and he said, behold,
the Lamb of God,
which taketh away
the sin of the world.
This is who?
He of whom I said,
after what?
Me cometh a man which is preferred before me.
Why, son?
For he was before me.
So even when you look at Adam, he was before him. There was somebody preferred before Adam. That was somebody preferred before Adam. That's why he said, let us make him in our image, our likeness.
Right.
It was needful to let the first go through first so you can prove out the last was better.
Right.
In the second chapter of the book of St. John, we found when Jesus went to a wedding in Canaan, and they had ran out of wine.
Right.
And his mother wanted him to make wine. But what did he tell her?
I was not come.
It's not time yet. It's not time yet. It wasn't time yet. His hour wouldn't come. Not that he was going to give you the wine that was going to be everlasting life, but he did make them wine. And when the governor called the bridegroom and summoned him to ask him concerning the wine, they wanted to know, how is it? Every man at the first put the best, then that which is worse. He said, after men had well drinking. After you drunk, you don't matter what you drink. You can give a person anything after they drunk. You start them out with the good stuff, then you give them the cheap stuff. He said, but you come and you say the best.
Last.
That was the son.
Yeah.
God saying the best for last. All the time we had ever been here, we only seen one light. When Paul was coming down the road to Damascus and he fell into the earth, he said he saw a brightness well. He said the best for last.
Yeah.
He could see something that overshadowed the sun. It was good. He seen it last. First, he let him got acquainted with the first son. So when you see this light, you'll bear record that this light is brighter than the sun.
That's right. That's right.
Everything makes sense when you sound and consider God's way.
Amen.
When he asked you in the book of Corinthians, the first chapter, in the 15th chapter, he said, how is it that which is natural, then that which is spiritual?
Right.
That's how God operates. The way we operate is backwards. That's why God told you, your ways are not my ways, your thoughts are not my thoughts.
Amen.
There's a major difference in the way we think and the way God operates. Major difference. That's why we have to be taught of God. He told us in the 2nd chapter of the book of Isaiah, say, going to come to pass in the last day. What was going to happen? Going to be established where?
On top of them.
And going to be exalted where?
Top of the hill.
And where all nations going to flow?
Go into it.
What many people going to come and say? Come ye, let us do what? To the where? To the house of who? And what is he going to do? If his ways are not my ways, his thought not my thought, that means I'm going to need to be taught, how does God think? How does God believe? How does God operate? That's the purpose of why you should come here. He said many people are going to say, let us go up to the house of God and he shall teach us of his ways. That's why y'all come here, so you can be taught of God's way. Because you don't know how God thinks. You don't know how God operates. It's not something you can just run your mind across and you're just going to come up on it by chance. You have to be taught it.
Right.
Y'all hear me?
Amen.
That's what rendering prophet. You have to be taught it. You're not going to fall asleep and you're just going to wake up with God's way. It's not going to happen. You have to be taught it. That's
right.
the law.
That's right.
That's what we consider. That's what we learn.
Amen.
We got to be taught it. That's why we're going through the book. Now look at making sure we taught. This is prophecy. When prophecy is fulfilled, then guess what you get? The Spirit. Come on, son. Listen.
And I knew him not.
Don't worry about it. I don't know what you just did, Pick me up. Let me show y'all something. At the 4th chapter of the book of Exodus. That fella just broke out. I knew it. That's sweater. That's nothing but that sweater. He is so worried about that tight sweater swinging. He told me, I know I should have kept it in drive 20 more minutes.
Thank the Lord.
This man get a small sweater and put that thing on, put it dryer on, burn it up.
That's right.
So it just shrink. They got wrinkle free. This fella got shrinkle. All right, listen, I don't know where they come from, Leon. You keep thinking them up, though. You funny. All right, this is the 4th chapter of the book of Exodus at verse 22. Let's see why we can make a consider these things. Why being first in rank. Why we look at him being an inheritor. We want to look at all these things. We want to consider these things. Listen what happened.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh.
Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord.
Israel is my son.
Listen.
Even my firstborn.
We talked about this, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Now Israel is my son, even my what?
Firstborn.
What you want?
And I say unto thee.
Yeah.
Let my son go.
Let my son go. Come on.
That he may serve me.
That he may serve me.
And if thou refuse to let him go.
Yeah.
Behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn.
Listen.
And it came to pass by the way in the end that the Lord met him and sought to kill him.
Yeah.
Then Zipporah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son.
Yeah.
And cast it at his feet and said,
What did she say?
Surely a bloody husband art thou to me.
Listen.
So he let him go. Then she said, A bloody husband thou art because of the circumcision. And the Lord said to Aaron, Go into the wilderness to meet Moses. And he went and met him in the mount of God and kissed him.
Come on.
And Moses told Aaron all the words of the Lord who had sent him, and all the signs which he had commanded him.
And all the what?
Signs which he had commanded him.
Come on.
And Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Israel.
Yeah.
And Aaron spake all the words which the Lord had spoken unto Moses.
Yeah.
And did the signs in the sight of the people. And the people believed. And when they heard that the Lord had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked upon their affliction, then they bowed their heads and worshipped.
See, this is important for us. Before he go and do anything, our book teaches us surely the Lord, what is it now? Except he does what?
Serve the prophet.
So what we wind up finding, before the Lord came to work any signs and wonders in Egypt, he had to show them to us first.
That's right.
And it was amazing when Moses went to him in the 3rd chapter, he told the Lord that he was slow of tongue. He said, I was not eloquent in speech. And the Lord asked him, who has made man's mouth?
That's right.
He said, I made the heart, the blind, the lame. He said, don't I make all these things?
That's right.
He asked him something. You got a brother named Aaron.
That's right.
He can speak for you.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, I'll make him your prophet.
That's right.
So when Aaron came and Moses told him all the words of God, it only made sense that Aaron was set and he would start to tell and show the people.
That's right.
Because it would come to teach us part of our law. Surely the Lord doth nothing except to reveal it his servant the prophet. So the children of Israel had to already know what was going to happen before it happened.
Right.
God can't just suddenly do something suddenly on us.
That's
it all
right.
has to line up with our book. Remember, with us being Jews, according to the first chapter of the 1 Corinthians, Jews seek a what was it?
Sign.
A sign. What do Greeks look for?
Knowledge.
That's why a lot of y'all act more Greek than y'all do Jews.
Yeah.
Because y'all keep trying to learn these people information. That's a Greek mentality. Jews seek a sign. When Yeshua came to the scene, we asked them, we seek a sign. When John sent his disciples out, they asked him, is it you or do we look for one to come? We Jews, all we looking for is a sign. All we looking for is fulfillment time. We're looking for things that line up that make sense. So we start looking at time. We start looking at season. When we find in 1 Thessalonians 5th chapter, of the time and season, brother, you have no need.
Right unto you.
Because you yourselves know do what?
Perfectly well.
He said, you know perfectly well that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. Important for us. Important for all these things we look at. When Abraham saw the vision, when was it?
Night.
What did he see? A great horror. What else Abraham seen? He saw a smoking furnace. The same thing that man came through and tried to tell us he was going to do. We come back to look at the Father. That's how it makes sense. Abraham fell asleep. It was at night. That's when it all happened. It happened at night. The book told you, behold, I come as a wind. But we declare that day. He said that day shall not come. Why we say he came a thief at night, then we say that day shall not come?
Point in time.
Because night declare another day. When he tell her that day shall not come except these things happen, then he say he's going to come as a thief in the night. See, when you're a Greek, it don't make sense.
Right.
That sounds like two separate times. For us, that's when the sun set, that declares another day.
Another
that's from
day.
Genesis.
Yeah.
The evening and the morning were the first day.
That's right.
So he going to come as a thief in the night. That's going to be that day.
Right.
He said, day shall not come. Let there be first of what? Of falling away. So we know it's going to be at night, and then when night comes, that's going to declare another day. Y'all all right?
Amen.
All these things we have to consider. We can't sit around and think like Greeks. We're
That's
Jews.
right. That's
We're
right.
Hebrew. We read the book. We're looking for signs.
That's right. That's right.
Give me the 11th chapter of the book of Exodus. Exodus 11:1. Exodus 11:1. We'll just start there. Listen.
And the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh.
Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh.
And upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence.
Listen.
When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether.
Y'all hear this? When he let you go, he shall surely thrust you out altogether. Listen.
Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor.
Y'all hear this? He want every man to go and urge his neighbor. Listen what he want him to do.
And every woman of her neighbor jewels of silver and jewels of gold. Mm-hmm. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt.
Y'all hear what happened? Moses was well respected in Egypt. Come on.
In the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people.
Come on.
And Moses said, thus said the Lord, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt. Mm-hmm. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant.
Come on.
That is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more.
Come on.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Yeah.
Against man or beast, that he may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Y'all know what he asked for, what we learned from there? The priests were told something.
Different.
What were they told they were supposed to do? They're supposed to put a difference. At Leviticus 10:10.
Amen.
Let's go back and look and consider this speech we just heard. Listen to the book.
Leviticus chapter 10,
Leviticus 10:10.
verse 10.
Yes. Listen.
And that ye may put difference between Kadesh and unkadesh.
And what else, son?
And between unclean and clean.
Now, the first way they were going to learn it, what were they going to learn that from? They would have learned it from Egypt. Through when God come through and he destroyed Egypt, that's how they would have learned. Now you're going to go and you're going to tell the priest to go put a difference between Kadesh and unkadesh. How they going to do that? We never seen it unless you've seen some things happen. You've seen some things come by to signify this is the difference between you two. Now, these things are going to be really important for us that y'all don't pay. How many of y'all caught some things when you were reading the 11th chapter? 1, 2. Said a few things you caught. Mm-hmm. Let's pick up the 24th chapter, book of Matthew. This is Matthew 24:1.
Amen.
Listen.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple.
And what did they do, son?
And his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple.
Listen.
And Jesus said unto them,
what did he say?
See ye not all these things?
What's going to happen?
Verily I say unto you,
there shall do what?
Not be left here one stone upon another.
There shall do what?
Not be thrown down.
Listen.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives,
what happened, son?
The disciples came unto him privately, saying,
what did they ask him?
Tell us, when shall these things be?
When shall these things be?
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
What's going to be the sign of your coming?
And of the end of the world?
And what's going to be the end of the world? 3 questions they asked.
Right.
Let's go down and let's start looking at these questions. Come on.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
You hear this? Don't let nobody make no fool out of y'all. What happened?
For many shall come in my name, saying,
yeah,
I am Christ.
And what happened?
And shall deceive many.
So don't let nobody fool you. All these people come on. Everybody come on there claiming they're of God and they God. Man down in Florida, what, 666 on? He said he Christ. He told the people ain't no sin. Whole lot of these folks come. Benny Hinn brother, he said one time Eddie Long was Christ. That's before he slept with the boys. Now they say he Christ is. He's in a Christ. He got to pay $16 million. He went from being Christ to in a crisis.
Right.
Listen.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
What happened with this, son?
See that ye be not troubled.
So how many times we heard about all these different countries finna go to war? Every time I look around, they're talking about us getting ready to go to war with somebody.
Right. Right.
We look like we're going to go into Syria. Look like we're going to go over here with Russia. Look, he said, don't let that stuff stop.
Right.
He said all that stuff, he said that was it? That's the end of the world? What did he tell us, son?
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And what happened?
See that ye be not troubled.
Why?
For all these things must come to pass.
Now, while we sit around, we start panicking and worry about Russia.
Right. That's right.
We might have to go and fight North Korea. He said them rumors.
That's right.
Don't listen to these people. They ain't going to fight no North Korea. These folks ain't stupid.
That's right.
These white folks know who they want to play with. They
That's
know
right.
Russia ain't got no problem pulling no bomb.
Yep.
While y'all sitting up here playing around, y'all ain't even pay attention. Russia put some warships out there on their behind.
Yep.
Right out the coast of Florida.
Yep.
Russia was waiting on them to do something. Nobody talked about that. CNN didn't want to report that, did it?
Nope.
They wanted the people to stay naked. Right out the coast. Now, sitting outside of Florida, they had Russian warship.
Yep.
They ain't want nan dead of it. They had one of them little G8 meetings before they had the G20. You know, Russia had some warships sitting out there while they was in that meeting. Oh, that's a good look, Faith. United Nations don't even want to talk about it. All they keep talking about, let's do some more sanctions. They ain't crazy. Listen.
But the end is not yet.
He said that's not the end. That's what everybody talk. That's how the world going to blow. It's going to be the United States and Russia. Don't let nobody, it ain't going to be united because I'm divided. I ain't going over there.
That's right. That's right.
I would catch a nigga with a hand on that butt. I'm going to slap him to sleep.
That's right.
Get your hand back from that nigga. What you doing? Listen.
For nation shall rise against nation.
And what else, son?
And kingdom against kingdom.
Listen.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
So when you start seeing this, the famine and the earthquakes, he said you start seeing the pestilence. He said that's when it's starting for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Listen.
And shall kill you.
And shall kill you.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Then you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And then shall many be offended.
Come on.
And shall betray one another.
Come on.
And shall hate one another.
Y'all see that? That's what happened here.
Yeah.
People start betraying each other. People start hating one another. That's what he's saying. Come on.
And many false prophets shall rise.
Listen.
And shall deceive many.
And what happened?
And because iniquity shall abound.
Because iniquity going to keep increasing. Daniel started telling us about that. About the overspreading of abomination that make it desolation. Daniel started talking about that. It's going to get worse and worse. Daniel will tell us in the 9th chapter. That's why he started telling about when you hear the desolation of Daniel, you see anything, told you to start to look out.
Right.
Listen.
The love of many shall wax cold.
Listen.
But he that shall endure unto the end,
the same
shall be saved.
Listen.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
Come on.
For a witness.
Then.
Unto all nations.
And
then shall the end come.
Come on, son.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel,
what
the
happened?
prophet, stand in the Kadesh place.
He said, make sure you understand it when you read it.
Yes, sir.
Who was told to understand it? Who was told to understand it?
John.
Who?
John.
John? Let's see the 9th chapter of the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 9. Y'all all right?
Amen.
We'll make sure we get understanding.
Amen.
This is the 9th chapter of the book of Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Let me hear about verse 19. Let's see what that says. Listen.
O Lord, hear, O Lord. Forgive, O Lord.
Y'all hear that? Daniel was praying. Daniel said, forgive, O Lord, hear, O Lord. In the 9th chapter, the first verse on down, he started talking about how he started to understand. He understood how, brother? What book?
Jeremiah.
That how long what was going to be? That they're going to accomplish 70 years. 70 years. He said he understood about the books of Jeremiah. Now he started praying, making supplication. Because he looked at the sins of us and the sins of our father had put us into captivity.
Amen.
Now he asked the Lord to hear, oh Lord, listen.
Hearken and do.
Now he asked the Lord to listen and then perform. Come on.
Defer not.
They do what?
Defer not.
Where we heard that from? Ecclesiastes told God to do that. Told us that. So when we vowed the vow to do what?
Defer not to
so
pay
don't
it.
defer it. What does it mean to defer? Don't ever pay it. You just delay it like you do your credit card did. Christmas coming up, they're going to tell you, I don't worry about paying November, December. You start paying in January, February. So you can defer your payment. Now when he told the Lord to answer, to listen and perform, he asked the Lord not to delay it.
Amen.
Come on.
For thine own sake.
He said it for thine own sake, because God made a covenant.
That's right.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For thy city and thy people are called by thy name.
Listen.
And whilst I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin.
Y'all see that? That's why y'all don't get no result. When you speaking, you lying, you cheating, and you ain't never admitted you was a no good hypocrite nigga sinner. Now Daniel said when I was praying, I was confessing my sins.
Amen.
What happened, Daniel?
And the sin of my people Israel.
And the sin of my people Israel.
And presenting my supplication before the Lord my God.
Listen.
For the Kadesh mountain of my God.
Y'all hear that? For the Kadesh mountain of my God. That's what's going to be established in the top of the mountain.
Amen.
Come on.
Yea, whilst I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning.
Gabriel? A messenger angel. Why not Michael? Michael fight him. Michael don't do no whole lot of talking. Michael would rather do some cutting. Isn't that right? When he told you there was war in heaven, who was fighting?
Michael.
Against who? Would not find Gabriel fighting nobody. Gabriel's a messenger angel. He said, while he was yet praying, the man Gabriel, Eddie foe who comes to be the angel dust. So the angel comes and said, what's your name? Oh, my name Dust. I get you high. Listen.
Whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation.
Y'all see this? He touched him around the time of the evening sacrifice. Y'all got to remember something. We had morning sacrifice. We had sacrifice at midday. Then we had sacrifice we had to have at evening time.
That's right.
So he looked at the time when he came and saw him was about what time was it now?
Of the evening oblation.
About the evening offering. Come on.
And he informed me and talked with me and said,
what did he say?
O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding.
See this? That's what he told us when we read it. He said, make sure you understand.
That's right.
Because he didn't leave Daniel wasn't no idiot when he sat and heard, when he came along and the Lord showed him, he made sure he gave him understanding.
Amen.
What does he told him, son?
At the beginning of thy supplications, and the commandment came forth, and I am come to shew thee, for thou art greatly beloved.
Y'all hear what he told him? He said at the time that he started making supplication, God gave him a commandment. Go down there and get that boy understanding concerning the book. A lot of y'all don't realize something. You want to move God, start doing what God wants.
Amen.
Start performing what God tell you to do. You can get God moved. God gave a commandment to Gabriel. He said at the beginning, when you started making supplication, he said, I received a commandment to come down.
Amen. That's right.
A lot of times y'all don't get, this is what I don't get from you guys. If you really want to be saved, then there's some things you really got to do.
Yeah.
If you really want to be saved, that's some things you really got to get rid of. Y'all got to be earnest with yourself and be earnest with God. God already know. This man saying that man would desire, so that man would confessing his sin and the sins of his father. You know, this ain't the first time this happened. My father's sin, they were transgressors. When we came out, we were told we came out. What were we supposed to testify when we came out?
Father.
Huh?
Period.
We were supposed to testify, Arminian were we, ready to do what? Perish. We testify. He said, when you come and you bring the first fruit of the land, we supposed to come before the priest and you supposed to confess your sin. You supposed to tell you were ready to perish when you were Arminian. How we went out into Egypt and the Egyptians, how they evilly entreated us.
That's right.
How we went down that field, we came out a great multitude.
Amen.
We were supposed to come, we were supposed to confess it. Come on, son, better what you had. 24th chapter of the book of Matthew. I want to see y'all get results when you call on God. The reason you don't get it because y'all not earnest. You think you're a saved sinner. Ain't no sinner saved. A sinner is somebody going to hell.
That's right.
That's why you don't want to be a sinner. That's why Daniel was confessing his sins. Listen to the book.
Continuing at the end of verse 15.
Listen.
Whoso readeth, let him understand.
Listen.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Listen.
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Listen.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Listen.
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Yeah.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter,
No.
neither on the Sabbath day.
Come on.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
We just heard that in the 11th chapter of the book of Exodus. When Moses came down and just told you what God was getting ready to do, he said he's going to put a difference between the Egyptian and the Israelites.
Right.
He started telling them how he was going to come in, he was going to execute judgment on this, what he would tell them. He said it ain't never happened like this before. It won't ever happen like this again.
Right.
Now we sat down, Yeshua came along and tell us the same thing. And why would he come and repeat the same thing?
What if Father did, we do the same thing?
That's right. Moses told he was going to raise up a prophet like unto me of the brethren. He said, him you shall hear. So he had to come along and do the same thing Moses did. Moses told you, ain't nothing ever happened like this before. It won't ever happen like this again. Now when he jumped on the scene, he told you the same thing.
Amen.
You should have been listening. That's why he told me in the 5th chapter of the book of St. John, he said, don't think that I will accuse you to the Father. There's another that accuse you. Even Moses in whom you trust. He said, because had you believed Moses,
You believe me.
why you would have believed me?
He wrote it.
Because he was talking about me.
That's right.
Listen.
No, nor ever shall be.
Y'all hear that? Come on.
And except those days should be shortened,
And except those days should be shortened.
there should no flesh be saved.
Who else told us something similar about the day being shortened? What did he say? That's right. The Lord said he was going to make a short work. See, y'all got to start thinking. In the 9th chapter of the book of Romans, he told the Lord we're going to do a short work. You know why that was important to us? Because the Son was up on the cross. God cut time short. He going to tell you that. He said, except those days should be short. He said, no flesh should be saved. Listen to what he told you he was going to do.
But for the elect's sake,
But for the elect's sake,
those days shall be shortened.
that's why he cut the day short. That's why he cut the day short. Listen.
Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ.
Now I'm going to tell y'all why that's important for us. I'm going to tell y'all why that's important for us. That he cut the time short. That's important for you. Pick me up at the 12th chapter, book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 12. Let me see what verse 10 says. We'll read and jump a little bit over here. Let's see something. Listen.
And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
That's the 12th chapter of the book of Exodus where you're at verse 10.
Amen.
Listen.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
What was the purpose of doing that, brother? Huh? Because we were leaving. These stupid people don't know why. Ask them why they had to have a staff in their hand, their shoes on their feet, and they had to have their clothes on. Because they were getting ready to go. Why you think he started telling us about looking for these signs? You're going to have to be ready to have your clothes on. We're going to have to go. It's going to be real quick. You're going to be ready to go. It ain't going to be long as you're thinking. Listen.
and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Y'all hear this? You're supposed to eat it in hurry because it's the Lord's Passover. Listen.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
And I will pass through the land of Egypt when?
This night.
This what?
Night.
What happened, son?
And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
And what happened?
Both man and beast.
Yeah.
And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
Y'all hear that? He was going to pass through that night. He was going to execute judgment. Pick me up at the 30th verse. Listen.
And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt. For there was not a house.
What verse you at?
Verse 30.
Back me up about 26. Let me see what that says.
Amen.
Listen.
And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover.
Listen.
Who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt.
Listen.
When he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses.
Listen.
And the people bowed their head and worshipped.
Listen.
And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron.
Listen.
So did they.
Come
and
on.
It came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
That at what time?
At midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Yeah.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle.
Come on.
And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt.
Y'all, now we'll try to pick this up. Let's see if that's the see if it's the 15th chapter book of Mark. Other brother, get me Matthew chapter 27. Probably about 39.
All right.
Other one, see if it's the 15th chapter of the book of Matthew is what Mark I want. 15. Let me see what 19 say. Make it 14. Let me see what that say. Y'all work with me a little bit. Listen to the book.
Then Pilate said unto them, why, what evil hath he done? And they cried out the more exceedingly, crucify him. And so Pilate, willing to content the people, released Barabbas unto them and delivered Jesus when he had scourged him.
After he had whipped him, he delivered him to be crucified. Come on, son.
And the soldiers led him away into the hall.
And the soldier did what?
Led him away into the hall.
The soldiers did what?
Led him away into the hall.
Come on.
Called Praetorium.
Which was the judgment? Come on.
And they called together the whole band. And they clothed him with purple. And planted a crown of thorns.
Which actually was violet. Come on.
And put it about his head.
What made him be who? Who? What made him the ram that Abraham saw when he wanted to offer his son up. And the Lord told him to stay his hand. He saw a ram, say he was caught in the thickets by his head. He had sticker briars had caught him by the head. That's what Yeshua had. That's what Abraham seen. When he went to offer up his son, he told him to stay your hand. There's a ram in the thickets. He was in the sticker briars. That's why they brought Yeshua out. They put sticker briars on their head, not knowing they were fulfilling scripture. Listen.
And began to salute him, Hail, King of the Jews.
Come on, son.
And they smote him on the head with a reed, and did spit upon him, and bowing their knees worshipped him. And when they had mocked him, they took off the purple from him, and put his own clothes on him, and led him out to crucify him.
Well, come on.
And they compelled one Simon, a Cyrenian, who passed by coming out of the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to bear his cross.
Come on.
And they bring him unto the place Golgotha, which is being interpreted the place of a skull.
Listen.
And they gave him to drink wine mingled with myrrh, but he received it not.
Yeah.
And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, casting lots upon them, what every man should take.
Yeah.
And it was the 3rd hour, and they crucified him.
What time was it, brother?
9 o'clock.
What time was it?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. At the 27th chapter of the book of Matthew.
Amen.
Let them get it. 27:39. Listen.
And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple, and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself.
Come on.
If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priest, mocking him with the scribes and the elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save.
Yeah.
If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him.
Listen.
He trusted in God.
What happened?
Let him deliver him now, if he will have him.
And that's why his righteousness sustained him. He didn't pay these people no attention. Come on, listen.
For he said, I am the Son of God.
Listen.
The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth.
Yeah.
Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour.
What time was this?
12 to 3.
What time was it? What time was it? What time did he go up on the cross?
9.
9 o'clock. Now the 6th hour made 3 o'clock, Solomon?
12. Noon.
That would make noon, which actually made it midnight.
Amen.
If it's 12 o'clock and it's dark, it's midnight.
Right. Right.
Y'all missed that. That's what I get paid to do. I can't do what you do.
Amen.
That's why the Lord told him he was going to do a short work. Except he had cut this time short. Ain't no way in the world he'd been saved.
Right.
The man been up here from 12 o'clock. He also got up here at 9 o'clock in the morning. And you going to keep him up here to midnight? So what did the Lord do?
Short work.
I do a short work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
At midnight, there was a cry. All God had to do when it was midnight, just make it dark. When it was noonday, make it dark.
Yeah.
So that will fulfill that part.
Yeah.
And it also fulfill what the prophet told you. Lord said, I'm going to do a short work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut your time short. If I don't, you can't be saved. That man going to sit up here and he already telling you he thirsty.
Right.
And it's 3 o'clock.
Right.
And that man got to stay here to midnight. Short work.
Yes, sir.
Because the Lord told you he was going to finish it in righteousness. He said he's going to make sure when he got through with it, it was going to be right. What prophet told us about this first? As far as this midnight. What did Amos tell us? 8th chapter, book of Amos. Amos chapter 8 and verse 9. Y'all all right?
Amen.
You see how little people really know about it?
Yeah. That's right.
Think about it. When these idiots go back to read, you can actually see here he is on the cross at midday, but then there was a cry in Egypt at midnight. Jesus, a false prophet. He didn't really do what happened in Egypt. He didn't really do like Moses did because they're idiots. They're idiots. This is the 8th chapter of the book of Amos at verse 9. Listen to the book.
And it shall come to pass.
What happened, son?
In that day.
In that what?
Day.
What happened?
Saith the Lord God.
Yeah.
That I will cause the sun to go down at noon.
If the sun go down at noon, what time they going to be?
Midnight.
Midnight.
Yes, sir.
What else you going to do, Lord?
And I will darken the earth.
In what?
The clear day.
Because I got to do a short work. They can't take that long. They can't take that long. You see what I'm saying? You got to get, this man said, listen, let me just go and get to the gist of it.
Right.
Because he a man. If this man set up on the cross, he done got up here at 9 o'clock. That's why he told you what time it was. You never knew why they told you it was 9 o'clock. Because you needed to know that. We're Jews. We got no time of the time and season.
Right.
You know perfectly well that it come. So he let you know at 9 o'clock in the morning, that man got to stay there till midnight? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That's too long. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a short work. Come past at midday, I'm going to block. See, being Jew, we have to know this.
Amen.
See, think about these people that go along and say the Bible wrong. Your Bible fault. The Jesus you followed the wrong Jesus. They retards. That stuff, these people have no idea what's going on.
Yep.
They have no idea why this is going on.
Yep.
There's some other things he told you that you missed. Pick me up at the 56th chapter, book of Isaiah.
Amen.
Isaiah 56 and 10. Man told he going to darken the sun at noon. Yeah. At the high point, I'm going to darken it. That's midnight.
Yes, sir.
This is Isaiah 56 and 10. Listen to the book.
His watchmen are blind.
His watchmen are what?
Blind.
Tell me what happened, son.
They are all ignorant.
Tell me what else are they?
They are all dumb dogs.
What happened?
They cannot bark.
Isaiah, who told you that first? Moses just told y'all that.
Yeah.
You missed it. Yeah. He told you when all this stuff happened, he said not even a dog
Dog
gonna
gonna
bark.
open his mouth, and that's right.
He said he ain't gonna be able to open his mouth. So Isaiah came along and told you that your watchmen were blind.
That's right.
They were all dumb dogs. They cannot bark.
Yes,
you should have
sir.
paid attention to this.
Yes, sir.
Listen why you should have paid attention. Pick me up at 1 Corinthians chapter 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Give me about verse 6. I open that thing up, man. That's what I do for a living.
Yes, sir.
These people don't know what they're doing with this book.
Amen.
Listen to the book. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 6. Listen.
Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect,
How is it I'm speaking? Now, how in the world I'm speaking wisdom among them that are perfect? Listen.
yet not the wisdom of this world,
Which what?
nor of the princes of this world
Tell me why.
that come to naught.
That came to nothing. Listen why.
But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery,
See, that in a hidden truth. What a son?
even the hidden wisdom,
See, even the hidden wisdom. Tell me about the hidden wisdom, son.
which God ordained before the world unto our glory.
See, God ordained it, man, before our glory. When he came down in the flesh, we didn't even know who he was. Hidden wisdom. God ordained it for our glory. And this is what happened.
which none of the princes of this world knew.
You think these rulers know? How we know they didn't know, Andre?
For had they known it,
What they would have done?
they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
They wouldn't even let it happen. So you know what had to happen to make sure they know it? Their watchmen had to be blind.
Yeah.
They all had to be ignorant. You know what they had to be?
Dumb dogs.
Dumb dogs that cannot bark.
That's right.
And they had to be shepherds that could not understand. That's why Jeremiah 3:16 told you, I will give you pastors according to mine,
heart.
which going to feed you with knowledge.
And understanding.
Lo, I come.
The volume of the book.
Nobody knew. Why would he be telling you about a watchman being a dumb dog? Why would he be telling you they blind? Why would he tell you they were ignorant? They couldn't bark. What would that mean to me? Because you were just told this concerning the time in Egypt.
That's right.
Yep.
He told you not even a dog was going to bark. They weren't going to warn you. They weren't going to let you know. You had to take what you were told, folks.
Yep.
When the people sat down and asked Yeshua about they wanted to see a sign of him, he told them wasn't going no sign be given to it. What was it again? Evil and a what? No, he said wasn't no sign going to be given, period.
Nope.
That's not what he said.
Nope.
He said wasn't no sign going to be given to no even adulterous generation
That's
except
right.
the sign of Jonah.
That's right.
He says that's all you get. But Lord come along, let us get understanding.
That's right.
I like the book of Luke. I love Doc. Let's listen to Doc's testimony. Luke 1:1.
Amen.
Y'all see how little people actually know about this man? People really don't know.
They don't know.
Listen to the book.
For as much as many have taken in hand to set forth in order a declaration of those things,
Listen,
which are most
he said a lot of them done tried to do it now. Come on.
which are most surely believed among us,
Listen.
even as they delivered them unto us, which from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word.
Come on.
It seemed good to me also.
It seemed what now?
Good to me also.
How did it seem? You said you didn't like it?
It seemed good to me also,
Why did it seem good to you, Luke?
having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first.
I like Doc. Man, say it seemed good to him. So he had perfect understanding from the very beginning. So it just all made sense to him. Everybody don't have that testimony.
Yeah.
I appreciate the book of Doc. Isn't that right? He said, much as men have done tried to take it and set it in order. And he even told you about the preacher for a while, how he still taught the people knowledge.
Yes, sir.
How he gave good heed,
Yes,
and sought
sir.
in order, and sought out to do what was again?
Set in
What
order.
was he trying to set in order?
Any proverb.
Luke said a lot of folk tried to do it, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He said a lot of them tried to do it. He said they tried to take the declaration and try to put it in order. For whatever reason, they couldn't do it. But Luke said for whatever reason, when he got, he said he had perfect understanding from the very beginning.
Hey, man.
That's a wonderful, beautiful book. Come on to the 24th chapter, book of Matthew. Let's finish looking a little bit more at this. I'm about to get ready to let y'all go. I'm not boring y'all.
No.
I'm trying to get ready to let y'all go finish this. So y'all done heard this. I don't know how many times I read Matthew 24th chapter. It don't make sense to even read it no more.
Teach.
Y'all all right?
Amen.
Matter of fact, give me let's see that 27:41 again of Matthew. Before you get what I just called. Other one, see if it's Matthew 25 and about like 6 come to mind. Hold them two for me first. Let me get that. Hold that 25 and 6. Let me see 27 and 41 again.
Amen.
Before we finish up 24. You still got me Matthew 24 and about verse 21, I think we left out. Hold that for me. Listen to the book.
Likewise, also the chief priest, mocking him with the scribes and the elders, said, He saved others. Himself he cannot save. If he be the king of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him.
Come on.
For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth.
Come on.
Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour.
What happened, son?
And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?
What you got? Come on, 25th chapter is what I want. 25. Matthew 25. You still got me 24, 21? Matthew
Amen.
25 and about verse 6. Matter of fact, make it 25 and 1. Let's see what happens. Listen.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
Come on.
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
Listen.
While the bridegroom tarried.
While the bridegroom did what?
Tarried.
While he was sitting at the right hand. Listen.
They all slumbered and slept.
Listen what happened.
And at midnight.
And at what?
Midnight.
What time was it?
Midnight.
You said at 8 p.m.?
At midnight.
At 9 o'clock in the morning?
At midnight.
Tell her what happened, son.
There was a cry made.
I don't know what that means.
Yes, sir.
They just started to tell you at midnight said a cry was made. What happened, son?
Behold, the bridegroom cometh.
What y'all think wound up happening at midnight in Egypt? That man had fell on the scene. That's why he was crying. He had fell on the scene. The book told you he put on. He said he put on the garments of vengeance.
Right.
That man already got dressed. Wait,
Yes,
that man
sir.
come back here. Y'all gonna see what he got on when he come back here. Even they took the man, they changed their clothes, they put his own clothes back on him. All right, that man got on the garments of vengeance when he come back here. He not who y'all thinking he is when he come back here. Y'all better pay attention. Why y'all think he wrote this, told y'all about at midnight there was a cry made? Why would that be? Why it come at midnight? When y'all heard a wedding at midnight? Okay. Y'all sit around, y'all want to and be stupid now. The man trying to let them know, I'm coming as a thief in the night.
Right.
Come on, son, back over to the 24th chapter of the book of Matthew.
Amen.
They ain't think nothing about that, did they?
No.
Start telling you about these wise here, about five were wise, 5 were foolish. Let's see what happened. This 24th chapter of the book of Matthew, what we left out, 21?
21. Amen.
21, listen.
For then shall be great tribulation,
See that? Then shall be great tribulation.
such as was not seen since the beginning of the world
What else?
to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
We heard this. Come on.
And except those days should be shortened,
What happens, son?
there should no flesh be saved.
So what he gonna do?
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Ain't God good. Ain't
Yes,
gonna shorten
sir.
them days.
Yes,
Ain't gonna
sir.
be alone. You know what God gonna do? He gonna do some daylight saving time.
Yeah.
And then God gonna cut the time short. We ain't gonna be saved.
Yeah.
God gonna do daylight saving time.
Yeah.
He gotta get dark quick and light gotta hurry up and jump up.
Amen.
Matter of fact, that what he tried to tell you in the land of Never. He said, them that sat in the region of darkness, what happened to them?
Light sprung
Said light
up.
done sprung up.
Yes, sir.
Man, that thing gotta be real quick.
Yes, sir.
If we ain't gonna be saved.
That's right.
Y'all know how tight he go. Now what that mean for a sinner? If he gotta cut time short, but what that mean for us? It gonna get rough.
Rubbo.
If God don't cut it short, we ain't gonna make it. Listen.
Then if any man shall say
Yeah.
unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not.
What happened?
For there shall arise false Christ
Come on.
and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Why is this important for us?
Jews seek a sign.
Because we seek a sign. Exactly right. Why? Where we saw this at? Egypt. When Moses would perform something, they would do it.
Right.
They would try to perform the same sign Moses would do.
Right.
Moses put on his rod and turned a serpent. They take Pharaoh and do the same thing. So we hear this. The only way I can believe it, I got to know the law.
Right.
Moses done turned the water to blood. They tried to come behind and try to do the same thing, but it didn't work.
That's right.
So seeing people come working the same thing similar to what we do or he do, we saw that from Egypt. He told you it's going to be a prophet just like me. Yeah. They're going to try to do the same thing I do.
Amen.
Listen.
Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east,
and does what?
And shineth even unto the west.
What happened?
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Listen.
For wheresoever the carcass is,
there
will the eagles be gathered together.
Eagles eat dead stuff?
Buzzards.
Buzzards do. They got a homing device. They can sense when something getting ready to die, and they can pick it up for approximately 5 miles. That's what they do. That's not an eagle jaw or eagle hunt.
That's right.
Eagle sight to catch something, they kill it. They don't care if it's ready to die, they'll kill it.
Yeah.
Buzzards don't do that.
That's right.
So we're not killers now. All we do is we seek and we watch. We got homing device that pick up and know something getting ready to happen.
That's right.
That's how they survive. They survive off instinct. And that right, they survive off their senses.
That's right.
You never see a buzzard try to kill nothing. That's not their job.
No, sir.
A buzzard will sit there and wait. They'll start hovering around. They can pick something and know this thing getting ready to fall.
That's right.
It's just a matter of time it's getting ready to come. That's what we do. And guess what we start doing? We start circling over Jerusalem.
Right.
We start circling about. You know why? We can tell something getting ready to happen. Guess what?
That's right.
People getting ready to die.
Yes, right.
We buzzards.
Yes, sir.
We vultures. That's what we do.
Yes, sir.
When Abraham had sat down and he offered up a sacrifice, when he woke up, who he had to beat off?
Vultures.
He had to beat off the vultures.
That's right.
Because he had a dead carcass there, and wherever the carcass is there, when the vultures be gathered.
That's right.
So what you think gonna happen when the man comes? That's why he told her, why would I go to Florida to see that man with 666?
That's
if
right.
that was true, don't you know my homing device would already have me down there?
That's right.
In Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
Why would I go to Alpharetta? I know that's not where the carcass is. Why'd I go in Egypt? I had some dumb women came here. They were going, oh, this dumb thing. Went to, y'all remember dumb thing? Went to Egypt. I was in error. I had taught the people wrong. We were Egyptians, and we supposed to be in Egypt. Spent their money, went to Egypt. Y'all know that, don't it? Went, moved to Egypt. Them dummies got over there and realized they were just the dumb and ignorant. Came back.
Yep.
I want to know, try to come back. So you dummies ain't coming back here?
That's right.
Too done stupid. How in the world you come up? We Egyptians.
That's right.
Egyptian? I'd rather be almost an American.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said almost an American. People mind bad.
Bad.
You talking about take your money and move to Egypt? You know how dumb you gotta be? You following a big cat on a man body. A Sphinx with no nose on it. You know how dumb you gotta be?
That's right.
What? The book totally forbid us to go to Egypt.
Yep.
Why would a Jew be in Egypt? The last Jew should have went to Egypt, should have been Yeshua.
Yep, that's right.
He had to fulfill the scripture.
That's right.
I called my son out of Egypt.
That's right.
We were taught and forbidden to go back to Egypt.
That's right. That's right.
He told us we should see that place no more.
No more.
The Egyptians got to come out and they got to come up and keep the
Yes,
peace.
sir. That's right.
That's the plague going to fall on them.
That's right.
Why would I go into Egypt?
That's right.
Well, I know they had to feel stupid. They done spend all that money. I know they had to go back and look again. Like, it look like a real diamond over there. In Egypt? Only thing I want to go to Egypt with is some gas and some matches.
Run it down.
Premium by choice. Burn it all down.
That's right.
That make it much sense. I want to go look at some slave cabins in America. Why I want to go look at the auction block where blacks were sold and peed and dung still dried up? I just want to go see it because you're a real nigga.
Right.
I don't want to see that junk. These folks shamefully treated us.
That's right.
I don't want to look at no doing shanty. No little shack where these folks done raped our grandmothers and mothers and our children. Oh, y'all do. I forgot. That part of your history. Tell them America need to always look and they need to hunt America just how rotten they are.
Right. That's right.
Now we deal with a rotten kid that won't step up and won't even do right.
Yep.
Come on, I want no slave master. You know you the son of them, you the daughter of them.
That's right.
Won't you go and tell the truth? Your done granddad was nothing but a bigot.
Yep.
A rape, a child molester. Nobody talk about that.
Don't talk about that.
They don't talk about how many black men that went to prison and slept with white women, and when their friend found they cried rape. Men died in prison.
Yep.
Y'all know how many black men were killed due for sleeping with white women.
Yep.
I'll tell you, they don't know nothing about that dude. What they do, they caught you back in the 50s, in the 40s with a white woman. And she said rape. What, they let you go to court and you can prove you're innocent? And Johnny Cochran come defend you?
They come lynch.
That's right. He hit the devil in the sin, dead before you get there.
That's right.
Know how many of them women turned around on us and told us holler rape? Your black behind was dead.
That's
I
right.
wasn't going to let you get no jury. Your behind was going to die before court. You're going to die in jail. Ain't no bond. You raped a white woman? Nobody want to talk about that. America got shame history.
Yeah.
Got to be shame when they done self.
That's right.
Ain't going to go out there and talk about they condemn some bondmen. Why don't you condemn them slave ships? They killed me talking about, they talking about the day America said, the Secretary of State said, they condemned the bondmen over in Jerusalem. Man, shut your mouth.
That's right.
Hypocrite.
That's right.
You bad chin looking nigga. You know my doing nurse they condemn. So why they condemn their mom and daddy?
That's right.
No, don't go get them condemn their parents though. No, they'll go condemn everybody else stuff. They'll still condemn the German for what they did to the other white folks.
Yep.
They still think some restitution ought to be given.
Yep.
Oh, we want somebody else to pay. They won't pay their debt. Hypocrites.
That's right.
When we leave out of here, though, God gonna make sure they pay us, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All we gotta do is just go in and tell us, I'm gonna need to get all that.
Yep.
Let me get. I'm gonna need to wear all that.
That's right.
People don't realize that's why y'all don't know why we love. They say, nigga, always go and get all that shiny bling stuff. Wonder where we got it from.
Our fathers.
We got it from our father. They left Egypt.
Yeah, right.
We were blinging.
Yes, sir.
That was nighttime light hitting that stuff, just bling, nigga blinging. You see, you know how it is. Man, we looked so good. Woo, man, Egyptian cotton on, we were wearing it.
Gold chain.
Silk and purple. Man, we were looking good coming out of the light there, hitting that thing just, that real stuff.
Ain't never coming back.
Isn't that right? That one that jumped from Zales over here.
That's right.
Jumped that man somebody basement. G. Gallen's son. Well, old cheap jump. That's the real stuff. That's why all the real stones and stuff that over there.
Hey, man.
You don't dig up there in the mirror. We'll go talking about you going there talking about diamond mine. Ain't no diamonds over here. Zirconian little diamond, that little junk, little birthstone, little stuff there. What that little cheap stuff they got? Look, what that little stuff called? What is? Little rhyme. They ain't got no rhinestone. Fake. Y'all wouldn't waste my time trying to scoop that junk up. Ain't nothing over here.
Hey, man.
Y'all all right?
Hey, man.
Come on, son. Finish the book up. 24.
Amen.
Matthew 24. What verse we at? 24?
Verse 29.
Listen.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days,
what's going to happen, son?
Shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Come on.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
See, it's going to be a sign. It's going to appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And they saw it. On that night when they crucified, that's what they saw. When the sun stopped shining, it was no moon, no light. Then guess what they could look at? Wasn't up there but the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why God darkened out. Immediately after that tribulation, they saw that stuff come on there. What you think happened? The only thing they saw in heaven was the sun. Come on, son.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Come on.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
And the book told them, behold, he coming with cloud. Come on.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Yeah.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Come on.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
And we find the prophet said their sound went out well. And their words, because they got to summon the Jews in. That's why he said their sound went out. He got to summons us. There's going to be a cry made. We going to know. There's going to be a sound made. That sound going to be the summons of to let us know it's time for us to go home.
Amen.
We just getting ourselves in shape. That's why I tell y'all now to get yourselves in shape. Y'all fat, obese, sick, messed up. You get on that plane, you sick. I'm going to punch you right through one of them little bitty ones. We're not landing no plane.
Yeah.
That plane ain't landing until we hit home now.
Man.
It ain't other than refueling. That's it.
That's right.
It don't make you get up there, your asthma, whatever, kicking all your bronchitis. You going out through a window. You're not stopping. That plane don't turn around now.
That's right.
Y'all hear me? You just see it. You know you can't use, you got to use the bathroom frequently. You need to bring your bucket. Listen to the book.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender,
What happens,
and
son?
putteth forth leaves, ye
Come
know
on.
that summer is nigh.
Y'all know that. That's the truth. Y'all don't know that? You'll see the little part that come out from the branch is small, is real
That's
tender.
good. That's
And
right.
these is not hard like the rest of the branches. He said that you know that it's summer. We don't have no spring. Let
Right.
them folk keep making a done retarded fool out of you.
That's right.
We got 2 seasons. We got summer and winter.
That's right.
We ain't got no done fall and no autumn. Quit being stupid.
That's right.
We got 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Summer and winter. That man told you about no spring, summer.
That's right.
They always come on some old nigga stuff. Tell me, you know you ain't supposed to wear that in autumn. Shut your mouth. Let him fall away. Sit make a fool out of you. Tell me, you ain't supposed to wear it. I wear it when I want to wear it.
That's
when I
right.
bought it.
That's right.
Now why y'all come on fast to them? You gonna wear that in this way? I wear it when I want to wear it. I wear it convenient for me. I wear a drawers year round.
That's right.
Some people think that's unseasonable fashion. Some of them talking about, he is out of fashion. You better have some drawers. Better sit on these seats.
That's right.
Listen to the book.
So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near,
Listen, no, it's near. Come on.
even at the doors.
Listen.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Listen, he talking about the age. Come on.
Heaven and earth shall pass away,
Come on.
but my words shall not pass away.
Come on.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
Listen.
No, not the angels of heaven, but the Father only.
Listen.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
What happened, son?
For as in the days that were before the flood,
What were they doing, son?
they were eating and drinking,
And doing what?
marrying and giving in marriage,
Until what happened?
until the day that Noah entered into the ark,
And what happened?
and knew not until the flood came,
And did what?
and took them all away.
That's the only time they knew it. Once Noah went in the ark, the door was closed. That was it. You know, as we find concerning that marriage, we'll find him talking about a marriage supper before when he invited me, about the 22nd chapter of the book of Matthew. He talked about how they was on the outside when he closed the door. He said when the marriage supper began, he said he closed the door behind it. That was it. If you went in there when the door closed, you're going to die. You ain't going to make it. I'm trying to help y'all out. Why would he tell you a parable about that? When he started, he said when the door was closed, that was it. Come on, son.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Come on.
Then shall 2 be in the field.
Then said what?
2 be in the field.
Tell him what happened, son.
The one shall be taken and the other left.
Listen.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill.
Y'all ain't hear that before, huh? You just heard that in the 11th chapter of the book of Exodus. He told you there were going to be women grinding at the mill. He said the reason why this was going to happen, he said because you were going to see a difference between the Egyptians and between the Israelites.
That's right. That's right.
He was going to take them away. Who you think kids wind up dying, getting snatched up? He said you're going to see a difference. That's why he can't let you know about them being in the field. Though they ain't going to regard the word, they're going to be out there. You're going to find somebody going to be taken away. He told you going to be 2 going to be grinding at the mill. What's going to happen, son?
The one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
That's why we got to pay attention. That's why we got to be in here. It's going to show a difference. That's why we got to put a difference in. We got to watch. He will let you know, I'm going to put a difference between you and other people. Watch what happened to them and watch what happened to you. We got to start paying attention, folks. Y'all going to sit right here. He told me he came to take down Pharaoh. He said, I'm going to even take down his servants in his house. They had other slaves besides us. We were not the only slaves in Egypt. Because when we came out, what was it?
Mixed multitude.
A mixed multitude. There were other races that came out with us, other nationalities that came out with us. We were not all Hebrews. We were not all the children of Israel. The other people converted and became Jews. They converted, became Israelites. So don't be stupid. There were some people that didn't believe, that did not hearken to Moses, and they stayed and did what they want to do. They didn't have the covenant. You know what wound up happening? They wound up dying.
Right.
When the Lord came to execute judgment wherever the blood was not there, don't you know he was going to kill us too?
That's right.
That's why when John seen him, he realized the Lord was coming back here to execute judgment. That's what he told you in the 12th chapter of the book of Exodus. So if you ain't got the blood, where did that leave you at?
Dead.
That leave you dead. So for John seeing him, that was delivering for us. This is the man that's going to take away the sin of the world, because we had sin on us. The whole world is being concluded under sin. Everybody going to die from sin. Everybody is good as dead. The only salvation of us was seeing him come. That was the Lamb. This is the one that was been written of, somebody that was going to come atone for our sin. This is the one going to come and do a short work. Look how long you've been committing sin. God going to finish the work in righteousness. He said he's going to do a short work. He ain't going to take long. We got more time, I told y'all on several occasions, we got more time going backwards than we do forward.
Yeah.
The many little steps you making to try to get somewhere, you hadn't even started. You gone so far the wrong way. You've been going the wrong way for 40 years. You going to turn around and start going the right direction for 2 weeks. Do you know how far you are? Look at how many years you've been going the wrong way. Look how many years you'll turn around. And then turn around going the right way, you still wind up turning around going backwards again. And you thinking that ground that you covered before still count when you turn around and went backwards again. Which means you further behind. That's why we here got to get it right, but we got a lot of ground to cover. There's a lot of information about this, man, you guys really don't know. All this had to be done just so we could be saved. One man had to bear the offense of many. One man had to pay for the transgression of the whole world. Now we'd be a fool to sit here and not to take it. We'd be a fool to sit here and miss this when there won't be another opportunity. Make no mistake. Once the judgment is set up, you're in trouble. Once the door is closed for the marriage supper of the Lamb, you're in trouble. At midnight when that cry go out, you are in trouble. The opportunity you got is the day. The book said while it's called day. When Hebrew picked it up and told you the day you hear his voice.
Harden not your heart.
As in what?
Provocation.
In the what?
Wilderness.
In the what happened?
When they proved them.
He told you in the day of temptation. And they tried me. And they saw my work 40 years. Wherefore? What did he do? That they should do what? He said, I swear they ain't getting in. He said, I swear you not. If God swear you ain't getting in, you are done. There's absolutely nothing I can do for you, nothing the Son can do for you. There's nothing nobody can do for you. The best thing you can do is get a shovel and start digging. That's all you can do is start digging, because you are good as dead sitting in hell. The last thing we need to do is trigger God, anger God to a point that he swear you ain't getting in. All your labor, all your crying going to be in vain. Suicide won't even be good enough for you. What you going to do when that man swear against you? You have an opportunity today, folks, to get your life right while it's called day. While it's called day. This time going to change. This ain't always going to be day. Y'all going to mess around, it's going to be night. This man told you he must work the work of him while it, what was it?
Day.
What was going to happen?
In the night, no man.
What's going to happen in the night? Who was going to be saved in the night? There was nowhere in the world that cry made out them people going to be saved. It was too late. They hadn't did nothing that day. We were set up and we were supposed to make preparation that day. We weren't supposed to jump up and get ready that night. We already supposed to make provision before that time. Right? It made no sense that we were going to make provision once the sun went down, once it was midnight. It's too late. Y'all sitting here now, once you get on your sick bed, once you down, once you dead, there is no provision made. Everything you got to do right here, folks, while you yet alive. So I encourage every one of y'all to examine yourself. I encourage every one of y'all to sit down and look at the seriousness of what we talked about today. Because make no mistakes, you're going to be judged by it. That's good, brother. Thank the Lord.